said, what's up, man?
Coolin', man.
You know what I want to hear, right?
What you want to hear?
Baby!
Welcome to episode 50, you fucking schmucks. Yo,
God damn.
We out here. The Curtis Jackson episode is in full effect. Where are the streamers, Vic? Where are the streamers at? Where are the strippers and the midgets? Yo, where's Daddy Yankee? I need to have him play Gasolina right now. That's the type of mood that we in today, people. Yo,
shit.
Episode 50, the Buffet Boys. We back in this bitch. Damn, Vic, 50 fucking episodes.
Yeah, man.
That is wild, yo. Well, anyway, you know who it is. It's a Salvadoran sensation, La Semilla de Marañón, trayéndote sonido salvadoreño como siempre. And as always with me is my main man, 100 Grand, the Hotep hustler himself, Mr. Kodak Brown, Mr. 31 Savage, Mr. Split the Check, the best import coming out of Mexico next to Modelo's. Mr. Stole Your Girl, gave her right back, cause listen, Christmas is coming and he can't spend any more money on anyone else, so it's peace to you. You know who it is. The young man, Mr. I pee in the pool. I'm a certified scumbag. Yo, it's tattooed on my chest. I'm a nasty motherfucker. That's who I am. It's my main man, Vic. Was cracking, Vic.
Yo, man. Wow. I have a lot of monikers, huh?
That's right, Vic. Was right. That's right. I mean, that's right. What's going on, man? How you doing? How you living? How you feeling?
I'm living.
Yeah?
I'm living, good, man.
Okay.
I'm out here.
I heard you out there drinking some disgusting beer. Some shit, right? What are you drinking over there?
What are you talking about, dog? I'm drinking Town Park White Ale. This is delicious, man.
That shit sound like some new age Parmesan, Vic, but whatever.
Man, get the fuck out of here. It tastes like it tastes like some Blue Moon, man. It's not bad though, and it was free, so I ain't gonna
complain
fuck with it, man. I ain't gonna complain. Yeah.
Well,
Hey, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm over here sipping on some of the finest Hennessy.
Ooh, again
from La Superior. You know, they only give me the finest.
The finest
only
unopened Hennessy's.
The finest half-off Hennessy's that you can find out here.
The seal's only slightly tampered with.
At the Superior, right? I don't even know if this is Hennessy, dog, to be 100% honest with you. This might be a knockoff.
Oh,
This might be Lipton and rubbing alcohol for all I know. Anyway, man.
God damn.
Anyway, man, what's going on, son? What's poppin', Vic? Episode 50? I don't even hear the excitement in your voice. You know, there's so much to talk about.
Yo, I'm good, man. I'm just like I'm really relaxed right now. I'm really
What does
good.
that
I got
mean?
my foot up. I got my feet up.
I got my
chilling.
foot up.
I got 1 foot up. Got 1 foot down. I'm sipping a beer. Got my chain on.
Dog, you sound like you're about to say "Make America Great Again." That's usually how that goes. I got my foot up. I'm laying down. I'm sipping a beer. Let's make America great again.
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm feeling good. I'm just I'm 50, man. I can't believe it. I thought we'd stop this by now.
I felt like you and I would have gotten in a fight by now, Vic. Like, man, fuck you and this fucking podcast.
Man, fuck him.
Hey, listen, don't even trip, because when that behind the podcast shit comes out, we about to have a fucking podcast game on fire, Vic. On fire.
Yo, Eb, man, let me tell you something that happened this weekend, Eb. As we talked about, right, I go to LA Fitness, and I get my little lap swim in, no problem, right?
Okay.
And on Friday, nothing was different. Go in there. And as I walk onto the pool deck, it's really packed. There's 2 people in every lane. So I get in where I fit in. And, it was a lane with 1 person in it. So I was 2. And this lady, I swear to you, was just hogging half the lane, sitting there talking to a dude for my entire workout. She was standing at the edge, hogging up the entire half of the lane. Just talking to some fucking, I don't know who, dog. But this lady, I see her all the time, dog. She got like resting bitch face. And then she got the Paul Pogba hairdo too. The little blonde streak in the front. Yo.
You know what it is.
Yo.
Those ladies give it up.
This Latina lady, like, every time I want to, like, get into a lane, she, like, does her arm exercises extra wide in the pool and shit, dog.
That sounds like my mom, Vic. God damn.
Got no
That sounds like some shit my
man.
mom would do.
Got
that
no
sounds like
consideration.
My mom, Vic.
That issue was
damn, are you
upsetting.
Yo.
So that already had me in a bad mood. After I hit the wall
Okay.
every time, on every length of the pool, like, I'd look at her and I'd be like, fuck this shit. Fucking bullshit.
Fuck this bitch.
Every time. I was so angry. I was so angry, man. And if that wasn't enough, near the end of my workout, Ed, some dude jumps in the pool, which is also really disrespectful. But he jumped in.
Oh, we talk about disrespect.
Oh, yeah. So,
Okay.
Anyway, dude jumps in the pool. And not only does he jump in the pool, Ed, he has windbreaker pants on.
What? He got swishies on?
He had the swishy pants on, Eb.
How you got swishies on in the pool?
How you have any pants on in the pool? Like, at first I was like, nah, am I seeing what I'm seeing? This guy got a rash or something? I don't know what's going on. And
maybe.
And no, I'm like, this guy really has pants on. And I've been to the gym a couple times since, and it's becoming a regular thing, Eb. He's jumping in the pool with fucking pants on, and it just like boils my blood, Eb. I can't stand it, man. It just like, shit drives me nuts, man.
Why don't you go over there and say something to him?
Man, I mean, I guess
because you scared. You scared, huh? Look, any crazy motherfucker who's jumping in the pool with fucking swishy pants on, he's liable to do anything.
He probably has a concealed carry license or something, dog. That's why he wants to, like, he has to keep the pants on so he can pull out the cuete whenever he needs it. I wish a motherfucker would.
I'm bugging out at the fact that, like full on, like, did he take his shirt off? Because that would be crazy. Like, take his shirt off, but
he took his shirt off, but he had pants on.
Why would you do that? And he does this all the time. He just jumps in that motherfucker.
But you know what? It's funny because, like, when I texted you this, you immediately asked a question that you didn't need to ask. You asked me. It was a one-word question. It was Latino question mark. You know damn well the dude was Latino. You know it was.
Damn. Well, listen, Vic. Let's keep it a buck, man. Let's keep it all the way 100. Latinos don't really. Well, yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna say Latinos don't really have the greatest fashion sense. And when I say this, I'm not talking about the 30-somethings that, were born here. I'm talking about like the 40-year-olds who came over here. Because listen, if you have the gall to jump in a pool with fucking swishy pants, you don't give a fuck about life. You know what I mean? It's literally as bad as when you go to the park, and you know this, your brother knows this for sure. If you go to Villa Park, I don't know what it is about our people, Vic, but they love to wear slacks and fucking cleats. Why in the fuck would you wear a tucked in shirt with work slacks and fucking Umbros? Why would you do that? Like, with and just no care, dog. No problems eating chicharrones like it ain't no thing. And I'm like, why the fuck is wrong with y'all? And it's like, y'all ain't about to just jump out there and play a cascarita. Like, stop fucking fronting, because that's not what's going to happen right now.
Sometimes you got to go straight from work, get your little pickup game in, and that's it, man. Hey, what are you going to bring shorts too? Nah, come
I mean,
on.
the fucked up thing is they don't take, dog. The problem is they don't have shorts underneath. Like, I could understand. It's like, okay, you just ready for some shit to pop off. You go jump out there. But these guys are just standing out there, Vic, with fucking dress slacks and cleats. That's fucking, that's a psychopath, Vic.
Let's keep it funky, Eb. I've seen little kids wearing quinceañera dresses with soccer cleats on. Dog, that's not right, dog.
Those are children. Those are children, Vic.
Yes, but someone's dressing these children, Eb.
Oh,
someone's dressing these children.
What?
I ain't bagging on the little kid. I'm bagging on. I'm letting the people know.
On the parents.
Yes, again, Eb. These people don't have good family members if they're letting them go out of the house looking like that.
So let's get all this straight. The LA Fitness in your city, which honestly, Vic, it's getting to the point where I'm just gonna tell you, you know what, bro, you're gonna have to go to another pool, man, because this shit doesn't sound right. So you got a lady the lady comes to a pool with a fucking carry-on bag all the time.
Yep.
They got your scummy ass fucking peeing everywhere.
Yep, we got that.
Then they have a fucking lady who's just taking up the entire pool for no reason aside than doing her fucking. What is she doing? She's doing those prison. She's doing those fucking prison workouts with her arms and shit, where they're just working out their traps.
Yes. Yes.
And then now they have some crazy motherfucker who, for whatever reason, takes everything off except his pants and jumps in the water.
Let me tell you what he was doing in the pool. He wasn't lap swimming. It gets even fucking weirder, Eb.
What's that?
The dude was doing like Tai Chi in the water, dog. And you think I'm joking?
Yo, is that?
Y'all gonna think I'm pretending this shit and hyping it for the podcast, and that shit ain't the way it is. It's not the way it is. This shit is real life, and it's making me fucking upset.
Yo, you got Jean-Claude Van Damme coming to your fucking pool, dog, every day.
I got Chung Young Fat out here, dog.
You got Bloodsport out there just fucking putting on shows and you complaining, Vic? The fuck out of here. Yo, you need to talk to that manager, bro. Like, that's for real. Like, you need to, like, yo, what the fuck is going on over here, man? You got this lady bringing a fucking maleta, you know. It was like, sir, you pee in the pool. What's the problem? What's the problem?
You pee in the pool. You're right.
You know,
sir, I listened to the podcast, sir. I listened to it.
Yeah. Yo, man, your tales of this fucking pool, man. I don't know, man. This is 3 weeks in a row, and the shit gets weirder and weirder and weirder. What? You're gonna find a condom floating around in that motherfucker.
Oh, fuck! I hope not. I just wonder what the rest of the gym is like, because I hit my set, right? I hit my workout, and my brother's working out in the rest of the gym. And I don't know what goes on over there, man. I imagine some fuckery goes on over there. I just imagine it's just like, oh, I'm gonna steal all these fucking dumbbells and I'm just gonna sit them down here.
I'm gonna take these dumbbells to the fucking. Yeah, let me go ahead and take these on over to the treadmill really quick. I'm gonna do squats while I walk. And it's like, listen, don't let me get me started. Oh,
no shit, Eb. I've seen barbells in the pool area. No shit.
I believe it. It. Listen, let me tell you straight up and down right now, you fucking clowns. You fucking fuck you bitch you motherfucker who's watching the YouTube videos, watching fucking Eddie George doing fucking wind sprints in the pool, fucking pulling on tires and shit. That's not you. That's not you, dog, at all. You work at CVS. Cut it the fuck out. Stop it. Stop going and, like, thinking that you out here on some fucking Iron Man shit, because you're not, okay? Leave that shit to Tony Starks and Ghostface. What the fuck is wrong? Vic, listen, one of the things that used to fucking, like, just upset me. Now you got me on a fucking rant. Pissed me the fuck off was these average ass Joes, everyday motherfuckers working at Blockbuster, working at fucking Warehouse Music, thinking that they were like, my guy, you're not training for the Olympics. You're not. Like, why are you out here trying to balance on one leg with like and squatting on one leg on a fucking medicine ball? Like, no. The fuck out of here. Like, you don't need to do any of that training. Just fucking do some bench, do a couple squats, get on the treadmill, and get the fuck out. All this extra shit, all this shit that you watching on YouTube, that's not your life, buddy. It's not. That's not you. It's not. Stop it, please.
It just seems like it just seems like there's a whole lot of extra shit going on in the gym all the time. And
Too much.
I don't know. Can y'all just have some like courtesy? Can we just have some courtesy here? Like, hey, how about like if you're walking and you're doing exercises in the pool, how about you hit the slow lane at the front, like the closest to the stairs? How about that? What about that motherfucker? You walkers need to have, Eb. You walkers need to have your own fucking lane. You can't share a lane with the person you probably came with anyways, because y'all talking the whole time. Y'all can't share a lane. This is some bullshit, Eb. This is bullshit.
It's the same as when I used to go work out with your brother, and somehow I didn't even know this was possible, Vic. You could apparently fucking rent out 4 different machines. Be like, yo, are you on the squat right now? No, I'm on that right now. Like,
I got a cycle going.
Can I like work in? Like, nah, I gotta knock out this set. All right, well I guess fuck it. You working on the bench? Yeah, I'm working on that too. Well, which one can I use? Listen, if you want to work in a set, you can. And they sigh, dog.
Listen, man.
Motherfucker, you working on
listen
4
here,
different...
my man. Listen here. All this is me right here. all these machines is me right here. You gotta stop. We gotta stop with this shit. We gotta stop with the fuckery. You gotta stop.
Yeah, like the gym fuckery needs to stop for real. Like all that grunting, and you only lifting like 100 pounds. If you out here shrugging with 20-pound barbells, you need a fucking bounce. Like seriously, you need to go home and just call it a day. But anyway, Vic, all I know is that your fucking gym, it should sound like a fucking clown show, Vic. I swear to God, it sounds weird as fuck. You got characters in there.
The crazy thing is that it seems like a really nice LA Fitness from the outside. The building's nice, the facility is nice, but just the characters in there, man. You're right, it's just characters in there. People doing some wild shit, people peeing in the pool. How dare they?
It is the Inland Empire, Vic.
Yeah, man. And I had a thought the other day. I was like, I thought the Inland Empire had a particular type of person, but I just figured out what that particular type of person is. It's people that want to live in the OC, but they can't afford it. So they want to act like they're OC. That's why you see all kinds of Angels fans and Mighty Ducks fans and fucking, I don't know what else fucking they have in the Inland Empire, but it's just a bunch of, man, I ain't gonna say it, but
say it, Vic, say it,
it's not good, Eb. It's not good shit.
Say it.
Fuck that.
Come on,
anyway,
why you gonna hold it back, dog? Oh man,
anyway.
we already lost listeners. Maybe man, fuck that Vic a bitch.
He ain't keeping it real. He won't confront the lady. He won't talk shit about people no more. What's going on? Nah, I'm turning a new leaf, Eb. I'm turning a new leaf.
All right, Vic. Well, listen, man. That wasn't the only great thing that happened to you this weekend. But, you got your...
What?
Yeah, you got your Rockefeller chain this week, dog, and I saw it. You were so excited. Yo, for those... Listen, I'm going to fill everyone in. Vic has been talking about wanting to get a fucking chain with his face on it. So what did Vic end up doing? He ended up getting a fucking chain with his fucking face on it. Like, who are you? You're like Gucci Mane out here. What are you doing?
That's how I'm gonna transform into Kodak Brown every episode. Right before I hop on the mic, right before I press record, I just put the chain on and bam, hey,
just
Kodak Brown.
Ignorant, Vic. Ignorant for no reason. For no reason.
Someone told me that you might get one soon, and that someone was you. And someone was you.
You know me, Vic. Don't let me get some shit. And yeah.
I'll put some pictures up on or a picture up on Instagram.
That'll be the last picture anyone sees of you for the next 7 months.
Probably, yeah. I never, you know me, I never take no selfies or nothing like that. But it calls for it. I think some real crazy shit. So,
damn. Yeah, see, Vic, you and I, yin and the yang. Well, I don't know about so much now in regards to pictures, but back in my day, Vic, listen, that selfie shit was, I invented this shit, dog. The originator, not greater. Don't front, Vic. I was out there, dog. And anytime
I remember, dog. I remember.
Verizon flip phone and everything. I was like, what's popping, yo?
I even remember back in the MySpace days, Ed. We made a Photoshop group, and I just remember photoshopping a bunch of your selfies because one of your nicknames was Grimace. I just remember
Grimace.
I remember photoshopping you purple so many times. Shit was ridiculous. But that's for another time. Man.
Shit.
So Ev, let's get
Grimace.
into this episode, man. What do we have this week, man?
Well, one thing for sure, Vic, is we coming back. You know what it is. The Raiders out here getting back to 500. And you know that's a problem, Vic, when we're fucking celebrating an average-ass fucking record. And you know what? I wanted to talk about this not because of the record. You know what I mean? Like, one thing about me and one thing about you is we're fans to the core, right? We've been fans. For as long as I've known you, you've been a Raider fan. Yep. And vice versa. I can never remember ever rooting for anybody but the Raiders. I've cried for the Raiders. I've talked shit about other teams. I mean, the full nine. Like, I still get very upset. My day's kind of fucked up if the Raiders don't win. That type of shit. Type of shit. However, man, the only reason I wanted to bring this up is because, the Raiders finally got to 500. We're 6-6. There's a 3-way tie. You know what I mean? But then again, we beat fucking Glassjaw Geno Smith and the fucking poor-ass Giants, you know? And we beat the Broncos last week, and they were whack. They're fucking trash. They're two trash-ass teams. My problem is these fucking Raider fans. And this is what I feel. I feel that they are, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they all got together. I guess we missed the meeting, but I feel that they want to take the baton away from fucking Cowboys fans as the most delusional and annoying fucking fans in the entire world, Vic. Cause some of the shit that these people talk about, Vic, I'm like, are you on fucking drugs?
And then the same thing.
Yeah. And then it's like 75 other people that agree with it. I'm just like, wow. I guess I'm not the only. Fuck. Listen. These Raider fans I can't even call them fans, bro. Like I feel like they're beyond that. Call them
stands, dog. Stands.
But it's fucking. It's just weird, man. Like they will the growing trend right now is that everyone hates the Raiders, which is something that we've kind of always talked about. We know with it as a Raider fan, right? The league doesn't like the Raiders. That was more of an Al Davis thing, and it may stick now. But every week it's like, Rich Gannon hates us. I'm like, what? Oh, Deion Sanders hates us. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? When? Because he said that we played bad. We played like shit. Like, what do you expect? Like, that's what commentators. Isn't that what commentators and analysts do? They fucking break you down and analyze. Like, what the fuck?
Nah, Rich Gannon's supposed to play that crazy dick flute solo,
He ain't Dan Fouts, dog. His name is not Dan Fouts, okay? If his name was Dan Fouts Gannon, then he'd have the dick so far down his fucking throat that he wouldn't even be able to commentate. But he's not, dog. He's just like Tony Romo. Even he said it during a Cowboys game that the CBS brass told him specifically at the beginning of the game, hey, listen, this is just another game. It is not you versus the fucking Chargers. It is the Cowboys versus the Chargers, right? And he couldn't be biased. And these guys, like, dog, anytime anyone says anything remotely close to negative about the Raiders, they lose their shit, Vic. And it's like, get the fuck out of here when we win the Super Bowl. We're not winning the Super Bowl. Chill. Okay? Chill out. Like, relax. Like, you guys, like, Vic, I can't take this no more, dog.
It's the same mentality. I hate to go into politics about this, but it's the same mentality
don't do it. Don't do it.
About saying something negative about the U.S.
Oh.
It's like yeah. I don't know where you thought I was going with it.
Dog, I thought you were about to pull some fucking MAGA shit out. Like, hey, chill.
Nah, come on. Nah, man, but it's like anytime anybody has criticism about the U.S., about how, like, when I was talking about the judicial system that we have is completely fucked up, and people go like, "Oh, how dare you?"
I believe you were referring to my comment.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, no, man, but I'm just saying, like, you know, it just, you can have criticism about things that you enjoy and things you like. You can't be like, oh, get the fuck out because you're critical about something, even though you like it. Like, it's just, it's the way you get things done, the way you fix things. It's to talk it out. You talk about the things that are bad. You don't just avoid it. That's how you fucking get divorced, when you fucking avoid shit and you don't fucking address it. No, you gotta take care of it.
Shit is great.
Yeah.
Keep saying shit is gravy when it's not. When there's flaws, you can point out flaws. It's not a problem.
You can't look at our record, much less our wins, and say that those wins were perfect and that our record's great. You can't. The wins we have were by the skin of our teeth, not even a good way. Not even in a good way. Like, we won some games last year, and it was barely, we barely won, but at least they were good efforts. That's not what we're getting lucky this year. We're getting a lot of luck, and that's just to barely stay in games.
And that's with average, mediocre ass fucking teams. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. I was looking at the schedule and I'm like, the biggest games that we have wins are the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are looking pretty shitty anyway. And the fucking Titans.
That was a good win. You can't. Those were two good wins. But
that's what I'm saying. Those are the only two games out of what, 12? 12, Vic. 12. We lost to the Chargers. You know what I mean? Yep. We lost to the Broncos that first game we played. Like, yo, listen, the team right now is average at best with really, really great players. That's what bugs me out. And anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, as a fan, it's okay to say that. It's okay for you to talk shit about your team. It doesn't make you any less of a fucking fan. The problem is, there's too many of you fucking Booster Club fans who think this is Pop Warner and you think this is your kid's football team. Like, it isn't. You know what I mean? Like, just cause I'm like, yo, such and such played like shit, or so and so should get fired. Like, I'm thinking like, oh, what game are you watching? You know what I mean? Like, what game I'm like, what team have you been watching for the last 12 weeks for the most blasphemous shit to come out, which is on the road to the Super Bowl?
I mean,
get the fuck out. And if you
but who knows?
Come on, Vic.
I doubt it'll happen, but you never know.
There's at least 6 teams that would wax our ass.
Yeah. You never know.
And the Patriots are one of them.
Broken in half. They can get broken in half, and then they'll still beat us with their backup quarterback. But anyway, I think we need to stop talking about the Raiders. It's not a Raiders podcast. I think
it's a whatever podcast. That's what it's called. It's a whatever we want podcast. Talking
about the Raiders. We're talking about the Raiders, good or bad, every week, and I don't think people tune in for that. Anyway,
they tune in for our banter.
Yeah, that's true. And we're gonna have some banter about this because I sent you a screenshot of my Google. It's Google Stories, and First of all, I don't know why this popped up on my Google Stories. Google Stories does pretty much things they think you might be interested in, and for the most part, they're pretty good. For the most part, they're pretty good. I get a lot of Wu-Tang, got a lot of news. I get a lot of Red Hot Chili Pepper shit in there. But
I wish we could cue the music right now. Oh, that'd be so nice.
but this one right here. This story slipped through the cracks somehow. And they let me know that Mr. Young Buck, Mr. Young Beezy, just released a Greatest Hits, Volume 1. A Greatest Hits, Volume 1. And I just thought to myself, who the fuck is asking for this? If he sells 60 copies, I'd be surprised.
Yo, this kind of goes hand in hand with this Raiders delusion, dog. Like, what makes Young Buck think he got a catalog like that? Because I can think of 2 songs really, that are like, okay, is that it? It's gonna be an EP. It's gonna be like a fucking.
You stole my joke, dog.
Is it like an 8 song? Is it like an 8? Is it like an 8 song fucking greatest hits? Like what the fuck?
You gotta credit me with that joke because that's exactly what I texted you. I texted you, what's this greatest hits gonna be an EP? Get the fuck out of here! It's gonna be 3 or 4 songs, and it should be just like a like short playlist at best.
I mean, yo, like I was trying to find out, like, yo, maybe he has some shit that I'm just forgetting, and no, well, I'm not forgetting any because they don't exist.
Well, wasn't he on Cash Money for a minute? I think we talked about this.
I think we talked about this.
No, maybe he's hoping that for Volume 2 he's gonna get the rights of songs that he was on Cash Money. And
nah, son, that's not the way greatest hits work. Like, greatest hits don't work on you taking songs that you featured on. That isn't the way it works. Your greatest hits are your personal greatest hits, and the only ones that I can think of, Vic, are what's that one song? Shorty Wanna Ride, Get Buck. And then I think the other one was Stomp, the one with him, Ludacris, and T.I. And the only reason that song popped was because Ludacris and T.I. were fucking dissing each other on the same fucking song. So I need to understand, like, what is up with these rap? Like, that's fucking nuts, dog. No one in this camp was like, bro, you don't have enough songs to make, you don't have enough hits to make a greatest hits.
Yo, that's like MC Hammer saying he's gonna make greatest hits.
I mean,
like literally, like MC Hammer has like 3 or 4 jams, and that's about it. I mean, he released like 2 or 3 albums or 4 albums, but who cares? Did anybody? Not really.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I used to like Young Buck. I really did, but that's not the point, Ev. He ain't got the catalog for that.
That's not the point that you liked him. Yeah, I liked him enough too. He had those 2 or 3 songs that were popping. That's it.
He had a couple jams when he played, when he did the whole G Unit shit, but come on,
yeah,
man.
on G Unit. On G Unit songs, though. Not on his songs. Like, honestly, saying. Like, he dropped that album. Who dropped the album with him? I think he dropped an album the same week that I think Kendrick dropped it, right? This year,
that's probably why we don't know it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, I think we covered it too, but
oh no, it wasn't an album. It was a fucking mixtape. It was a mixtape that he dropped. Remember?
You're right, mixtape. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, Young Buck. Keep it funky, man. Keep it funky. You gotta stop with this volume. It should be volume only at best. Like, that's it. You got one, and we're good. We got one, and we're good. Or you don't even need that one, but you already did it, so I guess we got no options here.
I mean, listen, let the man do what he feels is necessary, but like I said, man, you can. It's okay to just say I ain't got it, and that's fine. I mean, who's gonna cop a greatest hits from Young Buck? I just want to know, because I can download the 3 songs right now, and I'm good.
No thanks. I won't buy them. I'll trap out the bandwidth for it, but. Maybe.
No, thank you. No,
I'll hit
thank
the
you.
YouTube, maybe.
Listen, no slander to Young Buck. Actually, no, fuck that. A lot of slander to Young Thug. But listen, Young Buck, you were part of some of my, early growing up scumbag days. So a lot of the music takes me back.
Yep.
Very wild moments. So I'll give you that. However, it is okay to just say, yo, I ain't got it. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. That's cool. Listen, everybody plays a position, okay? Everybody understands what role they play. And you played a very good role in G Unit. As a front man, you had a couple joys. Like, yo, Lloyd Banks don't even have that many more hits than you.
They got about the same.
And I think Lloyd Banks was a better artist, more entertaining. It was just fun to listen to the guy. But still, y'all ain't got the catalog, and that's okay. That's fine. But don't try, you should a
collabo greatest hits.
Side A and side B.
Yeah, it's like them old Nintendo games where you used to sell 2 games in one. And you used to slash the label right down the middle. Just do that. Yo, that's it. I'd consider buying that. I wouldn't, but I'd consider it.
Who could we do where it'd be like, yo, we should put together 2 artists because they don't have that many hits and just create a greatest hits with like 2-3 people.
You said it right there. Lloyd Banks and
Young Buck.
Yeah, there you go.
And then throw in like a Tony Yayo like bonus with the. Everybody's like, yo, this is just a G-Unit fucking mixtape. Like, what is it?
And they're still going to have to borrow a couple songs from 50 that they're not even on just to fill in the rest of the album.
And 50 might not even give him that. Be like, nah, I'm cool.
Nah, fuck that. I don't want to tarnish my name.
That. I ain't tarnishing my shit. Yo, man. Well, hey, listen. Speaking about delusions of grandeur and irrelevant people who are somehow think they're so popping out here. Yo, your girl, Vic, your fucking milk of magnesia. Yo, Chanel West Coast was out here bugging, dog. Bugging.
What's going on?
She was at a Hollywood club and
strapping in bombs.
Nah, might as well have, but nah, not yet. She knows what's up. She knows where that money's coming from. Not yet. She ain't there yet, dog. She ain't trying to create no controversy just yet that way. But nah, man. So she went to a club out here in Hollywood, and she was there with about maybe 3 or 4 of her. Nah, I would say about 6 friends, females, and one dude, I guess, was with her who looked a lot like Lil Pump. By the way, she was trying to get into the club, and your man was like, nah, like get the fuck out.
I'm good.
Like, okay. Like you and this girl right here that's with you, y'all can come in, but the rest of them, they gotta go. Dog. She went ballistic, Vic. Ballistic. And decided to start rifling off all of her accomplishments, who she was, what kind of rapper she was, what songs she has, and how he was nothing but a fucking security guard, and she got songs with this person and that person, and to let in these ugly hoes who sucking dick, and they wish that she straight up said, y'all wish you could have me in your club. And I was like,
obviously not.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
Dog, listen. This is what I was thinking. Like, you are out here walking these streets in LA like you Drake. Like you're fucking, like you Kendrick. Like you're fucking Nicki Minaj. Like, yo, you need to cut it the fuck out. Cause if they really wanted you in the club, yo, if Drake came to the club, Vic, and they brought us, they'd be like, yeah, for sure, come through. If Chanel West Coast is really, like, yo, these 2 portly gentlemen over here, I'm sorry, they're gonna have to step to the side.
Oh, they're podcasters? Yeah, y'all gotta hit the road.
Yo, get these 2 guys a fucking an Uber. Get him the fat Uber, the Fuber. Get him out of here.
Does this motherfucker have a face on his chain of himself? What the fuck is wrong with him?
Yo, so that 3D image of your face, you gotta get the fuck out of here. We don't know.
Sir. Come on. You know what it is. Come on.
Sir, you got soft bottoms on the bottoms of your shoes. I'm sorry. You can't come in here. I'm sorry, please.
Sir, you gotta wear socks with those Vans if you want to get in here. Damn.
Sir, you can't wear board shorts in here. I apologize. This is that type of establishment. You're gonna have to go. Shit. Please, you guys need to bounce. Like, yo, I mean, let's keep it funky, dog. If you are someone of relevance, it don't matter who the fuck you bring into the club. They're gonna let you in and that irrelevant motherfucker with you.
Yep.
But when you are irrelevant, Vic, you're just another irrelevant person trying to get into a fucking club. And
it might as well be me going to the club and saying, "Hey, yo, these are my people." Like, they'll be like, "Okay, what about it?"
All right.
You ain't getting in either. Okay.
You ain't getting in, dog. Like, yo. So this is my problem, Vic, is Chanel West Coast needs somebody to like someone needs to have a conversation with her. Someone needs to like really have her understand that she is not popping. And I need to know where the hell she even got the idea that she was relevant or popping at any point, because she keeps throwing out the same shit. Yo, I got songs with this person, I got songs with that person, and da. Like, Vic, if you and I had $100,000, we could get 2 Chainz on a track right now.
Get him on the podcast right now.
Absolutely, Vic. You really think French Montana's gonna tell you no to $100,000? Please, the fuck out of here. they gonna do it. He's gonna do it just cause. You know what I mean? So
because it's $100,000.
yeah. So I want to know is like why? Who? Like what is this? Like someone needs to sit her down. Someone needs to have a conversation with this chick, Vic. And
Eb, I'm gonna tell you who. I'm gonna tell you who it needs to be, Eb. It needs to be Rob Diedrich. It has to be him. He's the one that gassed her up. He's the one that gassed her up. He's the one that had her thinking that she could rap. He's the one that put her on. He's got to let her know, like, hey, ma, you got to cool it. Like, this shit's too much. You're getting out of line. You're getting out of pocket with this shit. This shit's...
For real.
you need to cool your jets, girl. Like, Rob Diedrich probably wouldn't even act like that, man.
He doesn't.
Of course not. Right? You know why, Eb? Because you attract flies with honey, not fucking vinegar, Eb. This shit is... Why be known as that person, Eb? Why be known as that person?
Why be known as the irrelevant person who's talking about irrelevant shit and you trying to act like you popping like you... Yo, Vic, remember she said she got... I don't know if she got nominated or she won a BET award. I was like, wait a minute. Get the fuck out of here. I think she actually, you know what? I think she got nominated for a BET award for new female artist. But it's like, yo, there ain't that many, Vic. there
was only three people nominated that year. Get the fuck out of here. Here's the thing too, Eb. This is just her being a straight asshole, man. Because to be honest with you, okay, maybe she didn't get, like, if she didn't get into that club, she let her pride get ahead of her and say, no, I want to get into this club. You're telling me she couldn't find another club where she had enough, sauce to get into? Like, Vic, she's nobody, right? She's nobody, but she's somebody enough to get into a club somewhere, right?
I mean, I guess so. I mean,
That's
obviously.
Why be an asshole? Why did it have to be that club? Just, if you couldn't get in there, just walk your ass to the next club over, the next club after that, find yourself a little club, man. Nah, man. Nope. Come on. She's just an asshole. That's bottom line.
The funnier part about that is that she had one of the dudes from the Black Eyed Peas with her. And
how come he didn't stun on him?
He did it, dog. He just kept turning around like, yo, am I really with Chanel West Coast right now? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Fucking high
anyway, yo,
and shit.
Let me tell you the funny part about it was that his hair was just like, yo, he had this wild colored hair, Vic. Like, he had dreads that were like Fruit Loop colored. And the people on the side kept asking like, yo, is that Little Pump? Are you with Little Pump? Dog, she lost her shit after like the 10th person was like, yo, is that Little Pump? And they're like, he's like, he's black. Little Pump isn't black. Are you fucking stupid? I was like, yo, low key, he kind of looked like Little Pump. I was like, really, I was like, yo, like, he really low key looked like Little Pump, Vic. And listen, man,
shit.
This is what it is, man. These delusions of grandeur from people, man. And it's crazy because there's a lot of regular schmegular people, you know what I mean, that we probably know that think that they are more than what they really are. You know what I mean? Like you work at CVS, you know what I mean? Kind of like we said earlier. Don't go to the fucking gym trying to act like you on some Rocky, Drago workout routine when you fucking bag groceries at the Superior. You know what I mean? Like, cut it out. Same thing with this chick. Like, you are nobody. The only reason people even know you is because Rob Dyrdek, you were his fucking assistant. Yep. And you landed a couple more gigs on his show, and then you had that ugly ass laugh on that ridiculousness show. And Young Money signed you or gave you a deal because Rob Dyrdek probably helped you. Just like he had an entire episode where he helped everyone. He helped his cousin get a fucking, he became a DJ, got the clothing line. He helped Big Black get his own clothing line and do all types of other shit.
No, but he helped Big Cat with the Young and Reckless.
Yes, dog. I'm telling you, he helped everyone that he worked with. I with him with something, with his plugs. And she is not talented. Like, you need to cut it the fuck out. Stop wasting people's time. Okay? You're fucking trash. Get over yourself. You're not like, I'm still trying to hear one song, Vic. Like, one song. I haven't heard one song. So speaking of trash, Eb, yes.
You and me are at ends at something, about something.
What's that?
And I kind of want to know what other people think. You sent me a song, Eb. You sent me the new Jaden Smith Jump Off.
Yo, the god Jaden Smith, the GOAT.
And you were sending fire emojis and saying this shit is lit and this and that. And I was like, okay, let me give this a shot. Let me give him a fair shake. You know, he's kind of a weird kid, but let me give him a shake, man. A fair shake.
Weird people make great music.
Yeah, they can. You're right. So I listened to it, Eb. I listened to it all the way through.
Okay.
And I don't think it's fire. I don't
It's
think
a pretty...
Yeah.
It's a pretty dope track, Vic. It's a pretty dope record, Vic. It is a pretty dope track, Vic.
The bar is so low, I guess. The bar is so low that this qualifies as dope.
I don't know, Vic. I mean, listen, I listened to the album, and you got a couple questionable songs, but as far as the production, the singing, like what he put into it, I'm going to be honest with you, Vic, it sounded like he actually took some time to make some music as opposed to like 80% of what we currently have out right now, which is just a bunch of shit that you could put together in 10 minutes.
It sounds a little bit better than the shit that's like that. I don't think it's like his flow is kind of like everyone else's flow right now. It's not like he did something out of the box or even like something traditional hip hop like sound. It sounds like everything that's going on right now. It sounds like any of the littles that are out right now.
Any of the littles are out.
Any of the pumps that are out right now. Any of the little. Yeah, it's all.
Any of the littles.
But to be fair to him, I thought it was gonna be really bad. I thought it was gonna be. It's better than I thought it was gonna be.
Okay.
My question is, Eb, since you think it's such a fire track or fire album,
yeah.
Is it better than anything his dad has ever put out?
Absolutely. Oh no, I can't. I'm lying. No. Well, I think so because even the old Will Smith shit, dog, I couldn't get with it. Like that shit was no. I'm lying. I'm sorry.
You're lying.
Listen,
there's at least one track I know.
I'm doing Will Smith. Yes, I'm doing Will Smith a huge injustice.
Regardless of what you think, Eb, I know there's at least one track because I know for me there's at least one.
Summertime.
Year. Yeah, a part of the year doesn't even feel right unless I hear that track.
Summertime.
But
that's a classic, though. I mean, that's a classic. Super classic song, Vic.
But a lot of people like Will Smith shit. That's the crazy part.
Nah, fuck that. That's trash, dog. I'll give you Summertime.
So, but here's the thing, a lot of people like the old shit. People that are respectable hip hop listening folk like his old shit. Him and Jazzy Jeff, which I can appreciate, right? Like it ain't my cup of tea, but a lot of different people liked his more recent shit. Which recent I mean like of the last 20 years.
You talking about like getting jiggy
like
with
95,
it, and
like 95, exactly, like that kind of shit.
Like the Wild Wild West.
That shit was popular.
The Men in Black.
That shit was.
I mean, I believe it. Yeah, of course it was because it was part of a soundtrack. It was part of a soundtrack to movies. But I'm gonna keep it funky. Even the old Will Smith shit. I mean, listen, I love hip hop and I listen to it. I can't get into that shit. I thought it was corny, but whatever. It is what it is. That was the era. That Summertime jam. I mean, you can't even. There's nothing like that. That's just a jam. That's one of those. Once in a lifetime songs.
Top 10 all times like
hip hop songs,
in my opinion.
Off top. But as far as the rest of his fucking catalog, no, absolutely not. Especially the newer shit. That newer shit is trash.
So this one track, Eb, this one album.
No, I'm not saying the one track. I'm not saying that.
What I'm saying is this one album. Okay, because I think you can get a lot of backlash.
All right, maybe. I don't give a fuck. Let me know. Listen, I'm waiting for all the smoke. Pull up, please. I'm always Vic. You know me. I'm always ready for a petty party. I'm always ready for a petty party. I'm always ready for a petty party and beyond. If you want to take it past petty, we could do that too. All I'm saying is, and you know what? This may be because of the era that we're in, Vic. That when we say everything is fire and fire emojis, like we're expecting classics, and maybe I'm doing a little too much. Maybe
I think
okay.
so.
Maybe I
think
should.
so.
Maybe I should reserve fire emojis for shit that's just like whoa, like undeniable.
Like the Kendrick album, that shit was fire. That shit was fire emojis, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch on that in a minute, but okay, I'll say this: the Jaden Smith track and the album, that track, I think is a dope song. The album, I think, was actually really good, man. Like you said, me expecting something completely different and it actually sounding really good.
Okay,
I gotta give it to him. The fire emojis, maybe I need to chill on that. Maybe I need to relax on the fire emojis.
You need to retract these emojis. You need to retract one or two of the fire emojis.
I'll just put like a nice cup of warm coffee. Okay, but yeah, shit is okay. But yo, so you brought up a good point right now. The Kendrick Lamar album was fire emoji. I think, in my opinion, a classic album. You know, we can debate about that shit. Not even just you, because I know you agree, but there's some people out there who, I don't know, man, for whatever reason, still considered Kendrick.
They're lukewarm on it. They're lukewarm on it.
Yeah, very mediocre. Very like it was cool. It was all right. Like I'm not feeling it. Which yeah, it's crazy. Like I don't get it. Like I don't know what you guys are expecting. And then some of you think that the fucking 444 album was up there with fucking Led Zeppelin's greatest hits and
I don't know about all that.
Anything that Jimi Hendrix has ever made and every single hit that James Brown put out. Okay, so it's like I said before, I think it was cool. I just feel like it's getting more attention than it would if it wasn't Jay-Z. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, what about this Kendrick album? What are we talking about here?
So what we're talking about is that it got nominated for a Grammy.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Jay-Z's 444 album got nominated for a Grammy.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, I really don't think that the 444 album needs to be nominated for a fucking Grammy this year. And the only reason that it's happening is because Jay-Z had one or two. Listen, Vic, the Kendrick album is a classic front to back, and you cannot say the same about the 444 album outside of 3 or 4 songs.
I think there's like maybe 3 songs that I didn't like on the album. And then on the other side, there's a spectrum of how much I liked them. But not be nominated? Okay, here's the thing. They usually do, 5 albums that are nominated for top album of the year or hip-hop album of the year?
Yeah.
444 wasn't one of the top 5 albums of the year? We're talking about hip-hop, right? It wasn't one of the top 5 hip-hop albums of the year?
So, okay, fine. All right, I'll give you that for now.
Okay.
But you nominate Migos' album, you nominate Tyler, the Creator's album. That to me just sounds like you're just putting people in there for the sake of putting people in there. Because if you're going to put the Damn album and then the 444 album, and then it just seems like, here you go. Like these other people are going to go in there. It kind of takes away from the whole, like, whoa, you know, you're talking about the best hip hop albums. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't understand it. And one person that definitely did.
This follows my whole, what I've been saying about the state of hip hop. The state of hip hop is so bad right now that the Migos, for one track that's fucking ratchet and fucking dope because it's ratchet, they're going to get nominated for best album of the year.
Yeah.
That's how bad hip hop is right now. That's how bad it is. That's the state we're in, where there's 2 solid albums. Even if you don't like the album per se, the 444 album per se, you gotta admit it's a solid album. Maybe not the best thing Jay-Z's ever put out, but it was better than Lil Pump's best effort. It's better than that's the thing. There's not that much competition right now. Like, there's a lot of oversaturation, but the competition is very small. There's not a lot of good shit out there. That's the bottom line. Stuff that's gonna sustain is not gonna be these mumble rappers. It's gonna be people like Kendrick and people, you know, that are on something that's more of a piece of art than something that's just music for now. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, though I think the 444 album should be on there. I don't know if it should beat Damn. You know?
And the funny thing is, you're gonna have people out there saying it should 100% beat Damn.
I mean, okay. I mean, they would have. I actually think the album has some really good things in it, but I don't think it's better as a hip hop album. I don't think it's better.
They even nominated it for album of the year, not even just hip hop, just album of the year.
The 444 album.
That's a little wild to me, man. Like, that's just wild to me. Like, come on, like, is it because we're just really on the nutsack like that? Is it really that great of an album? Because I just never caught it. I heard it through and through, and I gave it more than fucking five spins. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, I'm not really feeling it. And I know some people out there that fucking just love, just like, you don't get it, and you don't understand it, and blah, blah, blah. Like, fine, okay, whatever.
I think there's a couple things that's working for it, Ed. I think that in this moment in time that we are currently in the state of the world, there needed to be in the state, not only that, the state of hip hop too, because it was very important to get this out to especially the hip hop community, that there's something that can be taught in a song, and it's not like some corny like talking to. It was real talking to, right? He was trying to kick knowledge, right? Whether you liked it or not, that he's trying to tell people what to do, that's another story. Mm-hmm. But to have something that is very important to hear at this point in time, I think is why it's sticking out. It may not be his best hip hop piece, right? His best piece of hip hop art, but I think for the moment in time that we're in, I think it was very important to put out something like that. I think that's why it's standing out, not because it's the greatest thing, but because it was important. And I think the more that we get away from that, you might be right that it might not sustain, because the times are going to change, and since it was important for that time, it might not sustain. But like, I think that's why I think Damn should win, because I think it will sustain throughout time, at least most of the tracks. That it could be a dope track now, it could be a dope track in 10 years. It would have been a dope track 10 years ago.
Right.
So that's why, I mean, I really think that it should win. And to be honest with you, Ed, I'd rather see 444 nominated than fucking Taylor Swift again. Or, somebody like that. I don't want to see them people. I'd rather see people represented that are not your regular, schmegular, fucking cookie cutter, no talent having fucking pop singers.
Okay, I agree with you. Now, there was one particular artist that was out here who was actually pretty upset that he got himself a snub. And in a way, I kind of agree with it. You know what I mean? I kind of agree that, a Tribe Called Quest caught the crazy snub. And Q-Tip felt like, yo, we were out here, we put out a great album. If you're talking about music, right? Because you just made a great point about Jay-Z and the times and how it was great for that time. And you know what, Vic? Thank you, because you gave me the crazy Chris Paul Lob City alley-oop to make this point, which is a Tribe Called Quest dropped a really solid fucking album that had the exact, well, I wouldn't say the exact same, but right along the same lines in regards to point of view and message. Yeah. So does he have a point? Does Q-Tip have a point?
He does.
And then it brings me back to my point, which is this only happening because people are on Jay-Z's nuts? He hadn't dropped anything in such a long time, and now he wants to talk about people being on money phones and saving money and making sure you do this and that. And to me, it just sounds.
He was talking to you directly. He wasn't talking to you directly, Ed. It's cool.
I ain't got no money for the money phone, Vic. So what I'm saying is, is it really because it was a great album, or is it more because it was Jay-Z who put something out? And regardless of the fact, people were gonna be like, "Yo, this is actually pretty dope," because he's been out there in the news with fucking Beyonce, and he has this huge fucking corporation pushing him.
But it is all a part of it too, though. We can't be naive and pretend like album sales, the way that your album gets promoted, and the quality of the album aren't all important in this. Because as much as the Tribe Called Quest album was good, I didn't see any promotion for it. I didn't see it getting pushed. So guess what? It probably didn't sell. So that's also important in there. And
I don't know, dog. What more promotion do you need outside of being on the fucking Grammys and performing a song, and then performing it on Saturday Night Live, and then performing it on these other huge stages? I don't know how much more promotion you need.
You need a lot more promotion than that. You need to be backed by your label 100% months before it comes out. So you're talking about. So someone that's okay. So then now you're talking about the art form, right? And what's good and what isn't. So basically, what you're saying is you could put out one of the best albums. I'm talking about the industry, because that's what album of the year is going to get you. You have to be on all aspects of it. You have to be solid, Ed. You can't just be the greatest artist of that genre. They're not saying that. They're saying best album. So pushing it the right way, selling it the right way, and actually having talent is going to go a long way. Because let's face it, Ed, that's probably more important than anything else. That's why Taylor Swift is selling albums. Not because she's super talented, but because they push her the right way. She's not talented. This woman is not talented.
Where my point again is, as far as the Grammys and hip hop getting all these things wrong. So you're telling me that Jay-Z's album is only being nominated because he has...
I didn't say that.
He has a machine getting pushed behind him on top of putting out an album.
I didn't say only, because especially in hip-hop, you do have to have some talent. You do have to be amongst the cream of the crop. In almost every other form of music, you could be mediocre and win a Grammy.
All right, Vic, so your point that you're making right now is... all of it, everything that you're talking about, you have to have...
To win greatest hip-hop album, or to win any Grammy as a hip-hop artist, you have to have the whole machine. You have to have it all.
So how is it... you know who Rhapsody is?
No.
Right. She nominated for a Grammy. You've heard of Tyler, the Creator, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Did you hear his album this year?
I didn't.
Did you hear a single by him this year?
I didn't.
Right. So those two are also nominated in the best hip hop album of the year. And you're telling me that A Tribe Called Quest, with those two, Rhapsody just hit the scene, dog. I mean, she's been out for a minute, but no one's really heard it. And there wasn't a huge, push for, it's nice she has this huge business behind her that's pushing her and marketing her, and that she has dope lyrics and just everything that Jay-Z has, right? And they're still putting them in there. So why snub A Tribe Called Quest? Why snub Joey Badass, who actually had a really dope fucking album this year as well?
I mean,
that's what.
Honestly, I mean, to be honest with you, Ab, like,
be honest with me, Vic.
I thought the new Tribe album was cool. I didn't think it was great, man, and I guess we just have difference of opinion. Maybe out of just sheer nepotism, they should be nominated. But
okay, but if you just made a point about Migos, you just made a point about Migos having one fucking single.
You're right. I don't think they should be
maybe
nominated.
2 singles.
I don't think they should be nominated. But I don't know.
So
to be honest,
there we go. I'm
gonna be honest with you. Like, there we go. I wouldn't nominate Migos. I wouldn't nominate Tyler, the Creator. Those would be fill-ins. And I'm telling you, it's either gonna be Damn or it's gonna be 444. They're just filling spots. You know what? It might be Migos, but that would be a long shot. But it might be just because
fuck that. They may have single. They may have a single of the year, but not album of the year.
They're nominated for performance of the year too. So I don't know. We'll see. But that might be enough. They might have enough spins to let them steal that category, but I doubt it. But it's going to be 444. It's going to be Damn. And I think deservingly so. I think it should be one of those. I don't think Tribe's album should be winning it.
Right?
Do you think
but
he
at the
should be
very
with it?
least, I think in the hip hop category, the Grammys continues to fail the hip hop community with music by adding some of the wackest fucking artists or artists that probably don't even deserve to be on there. And they continue to do it, dog.
I know people ride that Tyler the Creator wave because a lot of my younger cousins, they're about that shit, man. So
yeah, but I know a bunch of my cousins that are into the fucking Little Pump wave. That don't mean shit to me, dog. What I'm trying to tell you is, listen, I think there were probably at least 3 other albums that should have got a Grammy nomination for hip hop. The Migos shouldn't have been one of them. Not for album, maybe for record of the year, maybe for performance of the year. I'll give you that. Tyler the Creator, I heard the one song. It was pretty dope. I don't know about a full album. Rhapsody is pretty new to this shit, so I wouldn't put her up there. But I would put Joey Badass's album in there, which fucking fire, by the way. He actually spitting on that shit. He's actually taking it back to what hip hop really is. And it's not even just like, oh, I'm just nostalgic for that, which I am, but the album was just a great album. Okay, one. And A Tribe Called Quest, Vic, that Tribe album, I'm telling you, man, they haven't put an album out in about 20 years or so. And that fucking album was a dope fucking album, bro. It was a really dope album. So I'm gonna say this full well knowing that this might bring some heat on me. I never really liked A Tribe Called Quest.
No, it's not that. I think people are upset only because Phife Dawg died. Because they want to honor him some way. I don't think the album is worthy of being nominated. That's bottom line. I don't think it's worthy of being nominated. I think Q-Tip is upset because maybe for that reason that this is the last album that he was going to be on and they wanted to honor his brother somehow, you know. It didn't happen, man. It didn't happen. I honestly, Eb, I didn't hear a single out. The only 2 times I heard their new stuff, Eb, was on SNL and on the Grammys. Those were the only 2 times I heard their songs. And then I maybe searched it once after to hear the album version. And I listened to the album all the way through. It was all right, man. I mean, it was cool. Better than a lot of shit that's out right now. But that's not saying a lot.
Okay. And you listened to the Rhapsody album and single exactly 0 times. And you heard Tyler the Creator. Right. So for someone like you, who's not really into the hip hop, if a song like that is big, dog, that song got streamed over 17 million times. Just on Spotify alone. The what's it called? The single that they put out this year.
The Tribe single.
The Tribe. Yeah.
Okay.
17 million times, Vic. 17 million times. Just a single alone. Off the strength of a Grammy performance and an SNL performance, which, keep it a buck, Vic, it is a huge thing, Vic. That's huge marketing for that. So all I'm saying is, I get what you're trying to say. I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, maybe the Tribe, okay, it definitely probably wouldn't win. I'll tell you right now, straight off the top.
Should it win?
Should win. Damn should win off top. To me, that's the best album of this year. Probably the last 2, well, no, I'm not going to say the last 2-3 years, but definitely of this year, hands down. 444, listen, just like you're making the point that, are people on it because Phife Dawg died? Are people on the Jay-Z album because they're nostalgic for Jay-Z and wanted something new and different? And now he has a bigger name because now he's stuck with Beyonce and he's talking shit about him cheating and he's trying to spit knowledge on shit and he changed it up and it sounded different than what a Jay-Z album normally sounds like. So are we giving it more credit than it should? Because if this was, I don't know, someone else rapping like this would have gotten this much clout or this much push? I don't think it would.
I don't know. I think we'll disagree there. But
well, then let's disagree. So listen, when Jaden Smith wins a Grammy, come holler at me, okay?
When he wins when he wins the Oscar for best hip hop song ever, come holler at me. Yo, I know that the Oscars are movies. And I know that Grammys are songs. Don't get on me for that shit. Anyway.
So really, since we're on the Grammy shit, Childish Gambino also got nominated for an album, and I wanted to ask you a question.
For the Redbone album, or for the what is it, the Love, whatever the fuck.
The whole album. I think it's a whole album. I think it was the whole album.
But that's what I'm saying. The Love Beyond, or whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to ask you a quick question, Vic, because you
I want to
are
see
the
where you're
type
going
of
with
person.
this.
So you are someone who's super about the art form, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone that appreciates originality, right? I also know that you like Donald Glover. I like Donald Glover too. I know you like Redbone a lot.
I like the
late.
album. I like the album, but yeah,
Okay.
I did like it a little late. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now, someone like you who appreciates the art form, who appreciates originality. How do you feel? How do you feel about the Grammys nominating this for one of the best albums, one of the best records? When now this is just my opinion. You could chill because I know a lot of you are about to jump out of the fucking window right now. But as I was listening to this and I was kind of doing my rounds on podcasts and, reading and stuff, someone made a great point. Should Childish Gambino, if he wins, should he share this nomination with Bootsy Collins and Sly and the Family Stone? Seeing as this shit sounds damn near identical to Parliament Funkadelic, exactly like Bootsy Collins, and damn near close to Sly and the Family Stone. Because you can keep it funky, dog. This shit sounds very, very reminiscent to almost any of their albums. And there is no originality there.
No, that's not okay. Okay, let me answer this. So part of the reason why I like the entire album is because it was reminiscent of 60s and 70s funk. It was very reminiscent of it, and I think the whole idea of the album, the seed of the album, was to get that feel, and I think they nailed it. Now, why would you want to force him to give split a Grammy for being inspired by someone? Because that's what it is. You could say it sounds a lot like it, but a lot of funk sounds like other funk, Ed. And that's what it was. It was just inspiration from a time in music where I think the essence and the coolness of like black culture was relevant, and I think that's what he was going for.
But how original is it? Since I know you're huge on originality.
I think it was very original, actually. I heard similar feels. I didn't hear like something that was like, oh, that's exactly a Bootsy Collins bass line. That's exactly a Sly and the Stone rhythm. That wasn't not what I heard. This is not what I heard. I heard heavy influence, like the way that he sings and just the feel of the album.
Right.
Other than one song, Ed, I thought the album encapsulated the entire funk movement very, very well. I think it was spot on. I think you could drop that album into that time period and it would have fit in. That's why I like that album, and that's why I didn't know that he got nominated, but I think he deserves to be nominated. I don't think he stole anything. I think he was inspired, sure, but everyone's inspired by everyone.
Okay.
So I don't think that he necessarily stole anything. I think that the inspiration did go a long way, and I think he was true to it. I think he was true to the style and the form of the music.
Okay, Vic. Hey, listen, I agree with you. And, Vic, finally, it's about time that he realized that Drake is probably one of the greatest artists of our time period. So, thank you for making my point with Childish Gambino, sir. And I could just slide Drake right into this. Well, let me ask you really quick, Vic, just to get off that topic, because I agree. I think the Childish Gambino was awesome. I did hear some people kind of making that argument, which was, it's not even original. This shit sounds just like Bootsy Collins. This shit sounds just like Sly and the Family Stone.
Okay.
This shit is Parliament Funkadelic, literally redo. There's nothing original about it. But I'm like you said, you can literally take that and put it in that time, and not a lot of people can do that. What artists do you know right now can make music and they could just be put in the 1970s and be like, whoa, this is it? Nobody can sing like Marvin Gaye. No one can sing like Al Green. No one can give you that feeling outside of Marvin Gaye and Al Green. And Childish Gambino literally gave you the feel that, you know what, he collaborated with Bootsy. He collaborated with fucking George Clinton. He collaborated with Parliament. He collaborated with all these other great funk bands. You know what I mean? Tower. I mean, everyone. So I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
And that's speaking more than that single, because that single's dope as fuck, Eb. But I'm telling you, the album, if you listen to it all the way through, I'm telling you, it's a great album. This is what I love about music. Like, what I prefer in music is an album to be able to go front to back with little variation of getting you out of a certain direction. Like, it doesn't have to be the same, but the direction has to be focused. Right. And I feel like that, except for like one song, which I think was like California Girl or something, I think it all fit into the same direction. So honestly, I hope he wins, man. I hope he wins. I think he's very talented, and I think the album was very unique. And everyone I tell, like, you know, you could drop this album into that time period and it wouldn't change. People kind of just look at me and roll their eyes. But
really,
I'm telling you, I love Bootsy. I went to go see Parliament when I could, as soon as I could, and you know, I have much respect for the history of funk, you know, and I think he did Eddie Hazel proud. I think he did Bootsy Collins proud. I think he did James Brown proud. I don't think that he took from them. I think he added to the culture. And doing it this late and this, like, close to flawlessly, like, it didn't feel like he was trying to go for that. It just feels like he did it in such a right way that it fit into that.
Very seamlessly. All right, Vic. Well, listen, since we've been on this hip hop thing, I'm gonna stick with it for this last little topic here about it.
Okay.
I sent you this piece on your girl Honey G, and and now listen, this I'm just gonna say this bitch is wilding. Okay, like this fucking lady is entirely too much, man. And I think the Mogul Lounge put up a video. And then I sent you a video where I couldn't understand what this lady was talking about, because I couldn't wrap my head around what space she was in to even make such fucking blasphemous comments. And it started making me wonder about people and their fucking delusions, Vic. Like, you know, there's times when anyone that we know, right? Sometimes you get gassed up and you think you're a little bit better than what you really are, and then you get brought down back to earth, right?
Yep. Yeah.
That's usually how normal people work. You kind of get up there really high, but then you kind of get brought back down to earth to remind you that you're human, to remind you that, hey, you are not better than anyone else. You are not the only person on this earth. However, there are certain individuals in this world, Vic, that either miss that part in their brain, or they are getting so gassed that they fail to see the reality in life.
So let me give a little more context, because you're just going ahead and getting into it before letting people know.
That's what I like to do, baby. I don't like to, listen,
dive right into the deep end with fucking swishy pants.
Let me dive into the pussy.
Oh, shit. All right.
Dive into the pussy.
Hey, your wife listens to this.
What am I talking about?
So, that's right. You're right. So Honey G is... Honey G is a hip hop. I'm using air quotes.
Yes,
I'm using air quotes. Hip hop artist from Great Britain, from England. For you that don't know what Great Britain is they're the same thing. Also the UK. It's the same thing, but it's a little more complicated. There's more countries involved. Anyway,
across the pond, mate.
She's from England, and she was on the show The X Factor in the UK. and she has this hip hop act that she does, and it's I don't want to say borderline, but it's fucking 100% whack and 100% appropriation. Yes, because it's shit's wild. It's like it would be the equivalent to if Spike Lee made a fucking a movie about a white woman middle-aged rapper trying to make it.
Think of Malibu's Most Wanted from the UK. That's all you.
Yeah, and a woman 36 years old,
still wearing fucking trucker hats and stunner shades. Apparently, I don't know what year she's stuck in, Vic, because she's wearing some shit where I'm just like, yo, this shit ain't 2001. So first of all, you got that all the way wrong. But again, the point I was trying to make earlier was that, listen, normal people understand when, you know what, maybe this isn't the best thing for me. Maybe this isn't what I was cut out to be. Maybe there's something else, right?
So where did the beef come from, Ev? Just let's get into it. Where did the beef come from?
So the beef came out where she got interviewed, and she started basically saying that her struggle in the hip hop game is the same as the NWA boys. That's what she called them.
Yeah, she did.
When they were being targeted by the police. She's saying the discrimination she's facing in hip hop is the equivalent to what the NWA boys. Let's not let that slip out, because everybody knows you're not supposed to not supposed to use that term when you're talking about black people. Like, let's keep it funky. You're not supposed to. She's across the pond, Vic.
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. You know better. Anyway.
This bitch said she may not be from the ghetto. She may not come from poverty, but she understands what the struggle is about. I'm like,
no, she knows what the streets are about. She said what the streets are about. No, don't let her slide.
If you're not from that, how do you know about it? That don't make no type of fucking sense. That don't make no fucking sense, Vic. If you're not from it, if you were never born in it, if you never lived it, how do you know about it? Because you see it. Listen, seeing it from afar, and watching the NWA boys. Trust me, yo. By the way, that sounds like a wild fucking like remake of like a NWA boy band. Yeah, like they just it's like a cover band that just sings their shit, dog.
That's our cover band, Eb. That's our hip hop cover band, Eb. NWA boys. You see it.
So listen, and the thing is, this lady is 100% like believes in this. She really thinks that people are discriminating against her, and it's equivalent to the discrimination that NWA was facing in the 80s with racism. And I don't understand how people in this world, like, I just understand, like, I don't get how some people's minds work, Vic. I don't get it. And this lady is appropriating the shit out of hip hop. And when I say like there's people that you and I are like, yo, this guy's a culture vulture. This person's a fucking, culturally appropriating the shit out of music and the genre, right?
Yeah, we were talking about what's the name earlier.
Post Malone, and I'll bring those. And I'll bring that in a little bit. And Chanel West Coast, because I think she's doing the same fucking thing. Because she's literally putting on a fucking act. Like, come on, let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when you say what is the definition of cultural appropriation, she is the definition of cultural appropriation. Keep it a buck, Vic. Like, she is to a T. If in the dictionary you were looking for what that was, she is it. She is it, because everything that she's doing is like what the stereotype of what hip hop would be.
Yep.
And the music that she's putting out is so fucking corny. It's not even fucking funny, dog.
You know what? When I found out that she was on the X Factor in the UK, I was like, I know there's video of it, obviously. Let me take a look. She did a compilation, what do they call it? A medley of hip hop songs, and she couldn't have picked the worst medley ever. She did like Vanilla Ice and
course she would.
What was the other one? She did another like cliche, terrible old hip hop song.
Fucking like, what was it? Was it that one song, "Jump Around"? Who did that song? Who did that
he did. She did. She had Criss Cross on it too.
Oh God.
And there was another song that I just can't remember, and it totally fits in with the same gimmick. And that's all she is. She's gonna. I mean, let's face it. Like, it's a gimmick, and she's using culture to make some money. We can't stop her, but this shit just makes my skin crawl sometimes.
This is the question I wanted to get to, Vic, which is, I mean, let's keep it funky. No one really knows about this chick. No one really cares about her. No one's gonna give her a second look. Maybe she'll get some shit popping out there, but if she ain't coming out here, dog. Ain't nobody coming to her show here. Like, she's not selling out. She's not selling out the Forum. But what I wanted to say was, because I think Post Malone is appropriating culture. I think he's legitimately doing it. But can you appropriate? Can you be a culture vulture if you're irrelevant? Can you
sure you can.
Can you be accused of cultural appropriation if no one really knows you or cares about you?
It's probably even worse that way.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just feels wrong, man. It just, like, I don't know. Let's just get into the Post Malone shit, because I think you and me differ a little bit about him.
Yes.
When I look at Post Malone, I want to dislike him so much.
I want to punch that guy in the face so bad, Vic. Bad.
I'm kind of with you on that.
His face, he's got a punchable face. He's got that Eli Manning in his eye. He has that Eli in his eye. Ooh, oh God.
But when I actually hear him talk, and this is actually what we're going to get into with Post Malone, it kind of softens that up for me. It kind of makes me like him a little bit more. Like, to me, what it seems like Post Malone is actually doing is I think he genuinely loves music. I think he genuinely loves music, and for, respectively, hip hop is the biggest music genre right now. Mm-hmm. It is the most important music genre in music. That's what it is. And it doesn't seem like he's out of the loop with the culture. It doesn't seem like he's out of the loop. It doesn't seem like he's pretending. It seems like he is doing what he likes about the culture. It doesn't seem like he's pretending to be just to be pretending to be, to try to fit in. It seems like that's what he liked, and that's who he is, and he's fitting in where he fits in.
Well, I disagree with you wholeheartedly, because I have seen what Post Malone was 6 years ago, and it is not the fucking white boy with braids, gold fronts, and tattoos all over his face. No, he was the white boy who was playing the fucking guitar and probably listening to NSYNC and had fucking gold tips. Okay? Frosted tips, excuse me. So this
whole... Like you're doing a lot of assuming.
I've seen pictures. Pictures that prove it to me, dog, that who he is right now is not who he was 6-7 years ago. Because 21 Savage was 21 Savage 7 years ago, Vic. As a matter of fact, he came into the game as 21 Savage. That's who he is. Lil Wayne was Lil Wayne fucking 20 years ago. Birdman was Birdman. Tupac, well, all right, fucking Method Man, Raekwon.
Whoa. Hold on. You were going to use
We're not done. We're not done. Listen, we're going to continue to move. We're going to continue to move. We're not talking.
Nope. That's going to be important to get into. Tupac wasn't Tupac.
Don't even try to get into saying that Pac. Don't even try to get into saying. Listen, regardless whether or not Tupac was a thug per se or a gangster, it doesn't matter, dog. At the end of the day, he was part of the culture, whether it be through the hip hop where he's empowering people or the hip hop where he's fucking shooting people. At the end of the day, he played both roles. He still lived the life to a degree. Post Malone does not. He's a white kid from the Midwest who's jumping into hip hop and taking advantage of the music that he can make. Now, I made a point earlier with you, right, about, Post Malone and the music, right? The reason we're talking about this is about a week ago, Post Malone came out and he was approached by TMZ and he made some comments regarding hip hop, basically saying that, hey, if you're in your feelings, if you want to go listen to something uplifting and if you want to hear music that wants to make you cry and feel some type of way, hip hop isn't the thing right now. I don't listen to hip hop for that. I listen to XYZ for that. If you want to do something happy and you want to jump around, then you listen to hip hop. By making that comment, Vic, I know you're saying, look, he seems like he's pretty immersed in the culture. I think he's far removed from being immersed in the culture. He may be touring and traveling and seeing these rappers who are making music, but as far as the culture itself, I don't think he understands it whatsoever. Because I made the point that, yes, right now, I agree with you. There's a lot of bullshit ass music right now that is nothing but drinking and taking drugs and popping mollies and catching double toppy in the back of the fucking, Maybach. But again, as far as hip hop goes, those are a dime a dozen, right? And there will always be from the late 80s to about now, that fuck shit cookie cutter, whatever's the wave has always been in abundance. We can agree with that. Right? Mm-hmm. But everything that stands out in hip hop are always the best rappers. And those best rappers are best rappers because they give you
we're not saying
all
if
of
he's
those
good
different
or not.
feelings.
We're not talking about if he's good or not.
We're not. We're talking about specifically
we're talking
about
if he's appropriating.
Oh, he is. And I just explained to you why. Because he doesn't understand it. By him saying that this is what hip hop is right now, or what it isn't, it's completely false, which lets me know you have no idea what this culture is about. What you know is that you're making these bangers, and I'm not gonna lie. Some of his songs bang in the truck, okay? I'm not gonna hate. Okay? I know what it is. This shit still bangs. However, seeing who he was 10 years ago and hearing these comments now just solidified it for me. What he's doing is exactly what all the fuck shit is doing right now, which is just making money off a wave. Okay, and if it could be something else, that's what it would be. But he has no idea because in hip hop, like I said, there will always be fuck shit. We know this. There will always be bullshit music that'll make you do nothing but want to dance and jump around and talk shit and call women hoes and bitches and smoke weed. And listen, every now and then you need it. Okay? Every now and then you need a little fuck shit in your life. You need a little fuck shit in your music. However, now, the real hip hop, it's not a dime a dozen, Vic. You know this. The great hip hop artists, and we have them in every year we have great artists. Those people make you feel some type of way. That's what the true hip hop culture is about. The ones that make you feel like you want to cry. The ones that make you want to feel like you want to change your life.
I can't get on him for that because, like I told you before, he's not wrong in a lot of aspects. Sure, there's some tracks, Eb. Sure, there's some artists that have some tracks. But most hip-hop, Eb, is party and bullshit. And that's okay. And that's fine. But to pretend that it's not, that's where I think it's wrong. I don't think that we're... I mean, rock is a lot about that shit too. Let's face it. But there's certain genres of music, if you want to feel certain types of way, you should probably go to first. And I feel that he's not wrong in that.
But what he's trying to say is that hip hop, there's really no substance outside of, oh, we're just gonna party and bullshit. And that is not true. That is not in any way, shape, or form is that true.
Eb. It's not absolutely true, but it's kind of true. It's not absolutely true.
But that's kind of true about it. But that's kind of true about any music. Music you can say is party and bullshit. What I'm trying to say is hip hop.
But the thing is that he included a very specific
example
artist. He chose a very specific example of something that he listens to when he wants to feel music.
Bob Dylan.
Or feel emotions. Bob Dylan. Now, whether you like him or not,
okay,
Bob Dylan,
yes,
historically, is a person that can make you feel
artists.
Different emotions. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So if we're taking him for his word, and we're gonna ignore that he specifically said an artist that can drive those emotions, then we're just playing politics. We're not being honest.
Okay, no, not at all. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Yes, I agree with you, Vic, that Bob Dylan is a staple in the music art form. He's a great artist, great singer, just great all around music, fucking whatever you want to call him, right? I'm not even gonna disagree with you on that. Okay, now that's me as a person who probably expanded his music taste. However, for him to say that hip hop doesn't do that to you lets me know he's not part of the culture, because the people that are immersed in this culture may not gravitate towards Bob Dylan, may gravitate towards another rapper who's relevant now or who was relevant 10 years ago, who makes him feel the way that Bob Dylan makes this fucking clown feel. But what he's saying, and you said it, he's talking about generalities. He's not talking about, hey, you know what, for me, when I feel some type of way or I want to feel some type of way, I don't really go listen to so-and-so, I listen to Bob Dylan. He's saying, in general, hip-hop itself is not the type of music that's going to make you feel some type of way. This is the type of music that makes you feel type of way. And that's bullshit. That's a straight up lie, because a person that lives in the...
I know where you're going to go with this, but what hip-hop is saying and what it makes you feel, I think, are two different things. I think the message of hip-hop is very important, Eb. It's very important. And that's what speaks to people that listen to hip-hop, at least people that have gone through the struggle and know what it is. Like, that's what speaks to them, because it's truth, right? Hip-hop is truth. That's what it's supposed to be, right? Like, nowadays, it's been diluted to some other bullshit, but the hip-hop we know and love is truth, from the perspective of people that are going on hard times or have difficulties in the world, right?
Okay.
In general, Ed, it's not like that though. Like, there's so many in the art form, Ed. It's so far and few between. Even the greatest artists, Ed, have so few tracks that actually speak to the masses, not to the focus group of hip-hop lovers, but to the masses, like other art forms do. Other art forms, they can speak to the widest range of people. Hip-hop, you have to kind of know that struggle. And I think that's what he was saying. To take one
listen,
statement out of context and say that's
not out of context, Vic. That is not. It's not. That's exactly what he said, because even you said it. Even yourself said it. He's talking in general terms, and that's the way you need to take it. Now, if he can't articulate it, that's a different story. If you are reading something else into it, which I think you might be doing, or you may not be doing, I don't know that. Okay, but again, we don't.
I think you're reading because the way he looks, because you don't like the way he looks. I think you're eager. I think you're.
I already, first of all,
to continue.
I already think he's doing
bandwagon.
it. Yeah, I already think he's already appropriating the culture based on what I've seen who he was 10 years ago. Okay.
If that's appropriating culture, there's a very low bar. There's a lot more people that could be appropriating culture that can range from a lot of different people. So
yeah, no, but we're talking about an artist who's actually very, very relevant in hip hop right now, who 10 years ago wasn't who he is right now. That's called appropriating culture at its highest form, Vic. What are you talking about? If that's not what you're about, and then that's who you are.
Back to the focus of hip hop.
Okay.
If he really didn't understand the culture, Ed, trust me that he wouldn't be popping. Because despite the music being trash nowadays, all hip hop music pretty much in general. Well, a lot of new artists the reason why despite it being so bad, it's still honest, right? Mm-hmm. And if he wasn't, if he was really stepping out of bounds, people would hear that and they wouldn't fuck with it. And a lot of people fuck with Post Malone.
No,
a lot of people fuck with Post Malone. And I think it's because he does know the culture. Despite what the picture you saw looks like, despite what he does, Eb, there's a bunch of kids, Eb, that we know that went to high school with us that listen to hip hop and they look goofy as fuck, Eb.
Right.
You yourself are narrowing down who can listen to and who can make hip hop.
But when did I say that?
I don't think.
When did I say that? I never said that he couldn't do it.
You're saying then how does he have to do it in a fucking windbreaker and fucking skinny jeans? I don't understand, because he has some tats and that's par for the course in hip hop right now. That's par for the course in hip hop for the last 25 years. Because he has tattoos in the grill and because he got cornrows. Come on, man.
Vic. I think Paul Wall had fucking grills before anybody else had grills, so I can give him a pass. But I can't give a guy who was fucking playing the guitar and looked absolutely nothing the way he looks now. That to me is the difference. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of goofy motherfuckers that were part of the fucking culture and understood it. We're still somewhat goofy, but they did their own thing. And then there's a bunch of motherfuckers now, whether white or black, that were never part of it and then somehow got into it. Yeah, those motherfuckers are corny too. They're probably appropriating culture to a certain degree themselves. This guy, however, because he's so relevant, because he's doing it at such a high degree, and based on his comment, whether he meant it in general terms or he meant it the way I put it, which was, you know what, for me, this certain individual does it for me. Hip hop doesn't really do it for me. And I see your point. Yes, a lot of the music that we have now is a bunch of bullshit. But my point is, we've always had that in hip hop. There's always been a bunch of bullshit in hip hop that's a dime a dozen because so many people ride the wave. Maybe now more so because it's so oversaturated, because it's so easy to make that music. But there will always be hip hop artists that, outside of the message making you feel some type of way, those individuals also make you feel some type of way with their music. That's all I'm saying. And this guy, listen, we can agree to disagree. If you love Post Malone, then that's cool. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
and the funny thing is that I don't even like. It seems like you like his music more than I do.
I really do. Yeah. I like the music. I can't even lie. I can't lie. But as far as him,
and I just started paying attention to, since this issue has come up, to what he says. I've seen a couple interviews with him. And he seems like an alright dude, to be honest with you. He doesn't talk, like a stereotype. He doesn't talk like, like he's trying. He talks like a normal guy. He talks like him. So it seems like just because he likes grills, just because it might help him with his career, like, I can't blame him for that. I don't think that's appropriating. I think he's spot on with it. I mean, I think he's fine with all that. Now,
do you think Iggy Azalea was appropriating culture?
Yes, but that was because she was on some other shit.
Which was what?
She wasn't even an artist. She didn't even make her shit, Eb. She didn't even make her shit. So that's 100% appropriation. When you can't even know the culture enough to make your own shit, it's a problem. That's why I have a problem with Aubrey. And that's the end of this show.
You fucking hater. Hey, listen. This is what's gonna be our question of the week. Do you think that Post Malone is appropriating culture? And we have
God damn, it's a long episode.
The numbers are in, Vic. The figures are in, Vic. Last week's Buffet Boy question of the week, which was, if you had the opportunity to cheat on your significant other with anyone that you wanted, knowing that you wouldn't get caught, would you go through with it and cheat on them?
The answer was yes. This is the end of the show.
It wasn't resounding. It wasn't resounding, but it was 60% to 40%, which, I don't really believe it, but I mean, listen, I think it's a lot bigger than that. But 60-40, hey, need some of y'all's honest out there. Y'all, that sucks for your significant other if you said yes. In any case, yo, this week's question of the week, yo, do you think Post Malone is fucking appropriating culture? Is he a culture vulture? Will him and Vic make a collabo? Let us know what you think.
All right. Well, this is the Buffet Boys episode 50. This is number 50. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Buffet_boys. That's right, we got our name back. And you can also catch us on our website, BuffetboysPodcast.tk, because we can't afford the .com yet. Shout out to the Shout out to the Open Mogul Life Network. We're out here banging with them. And I think that's it for episode 50. Ep.
Yo, for real, you fucked all that up. But anyway, yo, listen, you know what this was? Episode 50.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to the UML Network. Shout out to Poindexter and the crew. Shout out to the Sweats and Suits podcast. 2 reels and a pod.
Ooh, you got it right. Oh,
did I? Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Twisted Sisters, the Mogul Lounge, Moguls on Sports,
Smoking Aces,
the Geek Set podcast. Yo, I'm telling you, you guys are teetering on that fucking copyright infringement, but just hope we don't pop. We want to pop, and they gonna make you change your shit. You be like, damn, we got to change our name.
Shit, hey, I don't think we have room to talk with our logo, looking like fucking Burger King.
Whatever.
Anyway,
yo, man, big shout out to you guys.
Wrap it
Why,
up.
Vic?
We're at
Why,
hour
Vic?
50.
Why, Vic? What's this next 2 minutes gonna change? Nothing,
Because I'm
Vic.
fucking editing the Eb. Because
It's
now we're
episode
arguing.
50.
Because now we're
It's episode 50. Okay, they deserve this. But yo, listen. Hey, again, big shout out to everyone. Thank you for banging with us. Support your local minorities, people. You know what it is. This was episode 50. All right, yo, we gonna be back next week. Podcasting for the culture, bringing more knowledge for your brain, more culture for your soul, and more bullshit for your week. It's your boy, the Salvadoran sensation, Eb.
It's your boy, Vic.
Peace. Wrap it up, Eb. Wrap it up.